I mean, Germany has 10 times more car crashes than Australia. Yeah, no, I got that. That's what I got. I understand that you meant Germany win one. So clearly, the speed limit thing is doing something. I mean, yeah, at the end, like, the speed limit thing is definitely. Wait, am I the only American? I believe so. I think from everybody who watched my SCP stream so far, or my general streams, you're the first. Not the first, but you were the only American right now. But yeah, no, I feel like 2,000 deaths. It's quite a lot, but it's like not as much as I expected. No, he actually is the first American. There's no other American, you're the first one. To my son who will never know me. Man, the titles of the SCP nowadays are very light novel anime. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? He's a 30,000-year-old Paleo-Indian, yeah, I imagine. Imagine that. Okay, once again, this one is called To My Son Who Will Never Know Me. Safe. SCP-1976 is to be contained within a standard humanoid containment chamber located within Site-77. Safe SCP wing. Personnel entering SCP-1976 containment chamber are to wear tinted goggles to prevent accidental viewing of SCP-1976. All images and videos depicting SCP-1976 have been destroyed, and the creation of new images is to be considered a minor containment breach. At least you know Christopher Columbus didn't discover. I mean, that is true. He didn't. Description: SCP-1976 is a humanoid organism, approximately 2 meters tall. Another humanoid organism. Which I still think it's wild that the S-Code one was considered humanoid, even though it was mostly made out of tentacles and deer body parts. But yeah, again, it's a humanoid organism, approximately 2 meters tall and weighing 120 kilograms. When viewed remotely, SCP-1976 resembles the subject believed to be responsible for its creation. An adult male named in a persistent vegetative state. When viewed remotely, resembles the subject believed to be responsible for its creation. A tattoo of English text is present on its back. See addendum. So wait. Let me. Do I understand this correctly? When viewed remotely, SCP-1976 resembles the subject believed to be responsible for its creation. So when viewed remotely, so that means if I were to view it over a video camera footage, do I think that SCP-1976 is my father or my mother? Like, is that what or am I misunderstanding something here? When viewed remotely, SCP-1976 resembles the subject believed to be responsible for its creation. Or is it saying... Oh, is it saying, like, visually it looks like the person that created it? Oh, okay, I think like that's what it's saying. Visually, remotely, it looks like the creator. Okay. If a pubescent human subject is able to view SCP-1976, whether by seeing it physically or on a reproduced image such as a photograph or video, they will come under the immediate and permanent belief that SCP-1976 is the person they recognize as their father, who has recently been injured due to a serious accident. Subjects will attempt to draw attention to their father's condition, which will invariably lead to additional subjects being affected by SCP-1976. If an SCP-1976 affected person is presented with their real father, they will not recognize them and react as though they were a stranger. Ouch! Subjects who have never known a father figure, have a deceased father, or have lived without their father since early childhood will be unaffected. That makes sense. Oh, but can you imagine being the dad? The actual dad? Like, hey son, okay, I'm here to pick you up from this weird science experiment thing that you were part of. It's like, who are you? I'm your dad. No, that's that weird vegetable guy over there is my dad. He's like, son, no, I'm your dad. No, I don't recognize you. Like, you know, I'm not a father yet, but the confusion and heartbreak of my own child looking at me with sincerity and telling me I'm not their father, I'll be devastated because and I mean like they're sincere. Like you can tell they're sincere. They're not joking or pranking you. I'll be like, what the fuck happened? What did you guys do to my child? Can you imagine how many like fathers and the SCP Foundation had to like amnesticize to forget that they had a child? Because of this experiment, because of this fucking SCP. Not only like the Foundation itself, like before the Foundation even found this guy, they had to probably like amnesticize a bunch of parents. If more than one subject is affected by SCP-1976 at once, they will each believe that SCP-1976 is their father. We all are your son. Is this my son? They will attempt to conduct logical arguments with other SCP-1976 affected subjects, attempting to use the interpretation of SCP-1976 appearance to convince them. When these attempts invariably fail, subjects will attempt to take SCP-1976 by force, sometimes attempting to contact higher levels of authority in order to accomplish this. SCP-1976 was discovered on the 9th 17, 1976, after a case of massive confusion caused by SCP-1976 at a local hospital reached Foundation assets. Investigation into SCP-1976 origin revealed that it had been taken to the hospital from a residential address in Huntington, WV. Xena, what is WV? Which one is that? I'm not very privy with like all the acronyms of American states. Several documents were recovered from the address with neighbors and family members issued amnestics. Wow, that's fucked up. When you have to pay child support for children you never had, I don't think you will pay child support because, like I said, I feel like the Foundation will just amnesticize you and your child will cease to exist from your life. WV. Huntington, WV. Is that an American state acronym? No, I'm talking about the SCP. Like the whole thing? Like which pod? Several documents were recovered from the address with neighbors and family members issued amnestics. Yeah, makes sense. Addendum. Text is believed to have been created by Alan, a former school teacher. Oh, not gonna read that one because that looks like it's gonna be fucking. Oh, class of '76. Gotcha. West Virginia. Oh, that's West Virginia. Okay, gotcha. Who had died of a brain tumor 2 months prior to SCP-1976 recovery. That makes sense why it's why the school teacher is involved, because it's the class of '76, this and the 1976 Kirk Longwood High School marching band, summer of '76, and this is SCP-1976. So that makes there's connections. Who the fuck is this? That looks like somebody I don't know. Investigation into connection between his individual and possible groups of interest have not yielded substantial evidence. It is possible that Mr. is connected to the Syncope Symphony. I just want to be there for my kids. They're too young for this. Jess is 13 and Liz just turned 12. I wanted them to have a father when they grew up, and for Margaret to have a husband. When we learned about the tumor, I wanted to spend as much time with them as possible, and I did. These past months we've grown closer than ever, but my head keeps getting worse. and our last days together are coming. They deserve better than old memories and photographs. Starting making it with the things I saved from my younger days. It wasn't as much there was back then, but it needed to be done. I got the body from the crematorium. Used to work there, so it wasn't much of a hassle to get in. Need a minute. My head started to hurt as I write this. It's ringing in my ears, loud and clear. Not ringing. I can hear the children used to sing. It didn't take that long to do. That was probably the problem. Not spending enough time on it. Not making sure not making sure it was what it was supposed to be instead of what it actually was. I couldn't have done it over, but it could have been destroyed. When I brought it home, I told them I was an emergency worker, bringing Alan from an accident. It was bullshit, but the effect should have filled the gaps. When I showed Liz and Jess the thing, they just asked where their dad was, and Margaret thought it was her dad. They asked me where their daddy was, and I couldn't tell them, and they cried, and I cried, and I had to leave. Never went back. I didn't want to make them never have any father. I was doing it for my kids. So he somehow created something. I think he tried to create something that will let them live on and forget about him. But instead of them forgetting about him, the effect got fucked up. So now they are aware of that the father existed, but they don't see him as a dad anymore. He was forgotten as a dad, and Margaret, the wife, thinks whatever he created was her father. So it all backfired. Yeah, that is sad. He knew he was about to pass away, so he tried to create something that could fill the gap, right? Can fill the gap, and they could live on without him being in their life. He's gonna pass away, but it just didn't work out. Didn't work out at all. Oops, that's not correct. Okay, let me see who the fuck is this person that sent me a message on Instagram, because I don't recognize them.